Hello beautiful and amazing people, welcome to Life with Dama. I am so happy that you made it to this channel. So just in case you are very new here and you're wondering what is happening, this is where you get to experience life at its best. Whether I'm in the village, whether I'm in Nairobi, whether niko Maju, or whichever thing is happening with my life, you get to be updated. This is where you get to relate, to experience life with me in whichever way that I lead you guys. So I hope you have been enjoying this content. So far so good, and this is another village series, but today it's going to be a different one and an exciting one, as you have seen in the title. And guess what, this is information, or rather this is content that you have never seen anywhere. So the fact that umefika hapa saa hii na umefika hapa leo, you are at the right place. And please usitoke kwa hii video kama bado haijaisha. Utakuwa unafanya vizuri hata wewe shwali. Sawa sawa. So by that I mean, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, share, comment down below if you can relate to these things that I'll be going to show you today. Sawa sawa. Remember, our year's vision or mission is to get to 100,000 subscribers, and that can only be possible if you subscribe. Sawa sawa. So on today's video, as you have seen, let me tell you guys, I'm going to show you something, or other things, or other items, very interesting. I'm taking you all the way back to 1970s, 80s, 90s, tunakuja hivyo mpaka 2000. Yani before the world decided we are moving from analog to digital. So I want to show you some of the items that I managed to gather here in our village, that kitambo we used to use them before things actually advanced. And these things, or rather these items, are not just in the village, but I'm sure maybe in your homestead till date, even the people who are living in the city, these are items that you still have and you still use. They say old is gold. Na hiyo msemo mwingine wanasemanga wazee hukumbuka. So I am here just to take you through, especially to the Gen Zs. I know kuna Gen Zs when you attack, wait a minute, what do you mean you are using those things? I mean, that thing, how was it existing? How are you even using it? So I know a lot of you are going to relate to this video, and comment down below because it's going to be a fun, super fun video. Sawa sawa. And now because of that, let's just get right into the video. We are going to start with some kitchen. They call the wanaitanga kitchen. Wanaitanga aje ma'am? Kitchenaries.
Well. Next question.
Vitu za kitchen zinaitangwa aje? Umeharibu. Ni kitchenaries. Kitchen zinaitwa aje? Ebu comment down below. Hiyo imekataa. But we are going to start with kitchen items. So guys, let us start with our first item. This cup. Guys, ebu look at this cup. How many of you managed to have this cup? Hii kikombe, I don't know tutasema ni ya 19 what. But this is how the kitambo cups used to look like. Yani this was the best design. This is before Shikoa. His style came with items from whichever place anachukuanga, and other people mnajijua wenye mnatuzianga items za kitchen stuff, and you know. So this is a cup that we used to use kitambo. Until date we still use it here in Ushago, and I know some of you also use it uko manyumbani kwenyu mnatumia. But imagine they were such good quality. Imagine this cup has been here for years and years, and it's super hard. Hii hata ikianguka inaumiza floor instead of vunjike inaumiza floor. You want to see an example? Yeah. I just dropped it and nothing happened, and this is a very hard ground. Yeah, so that is one of the items. Number 2. Oh no, before we get into the glass hata. Hey, this one is the master of all. Hey. Hii nayo kama hamna ushago kwenyu, you need to ask your grandmother a lot of questions. Where was she when people were acquiring this? Well, if you go to any Kikuyu homestead, be sure to get this kind of cup. Until date, we still use it. In fact, when you come to our ushago, hii kikombe utawahi kosa. Imetengenezwa na mabati. That's the best word that I can use. and it's good quality. Again, this has been here for years and years, and it's not only this one, there are so many of them. And actually, the last time I was coming from the village to Nairobi, I stole 2 of these. I'm whispering so that my grandmother does not hear. So yeah, these are good cups. I still use them at my house. I enjoy using it. So this is our second item. I don't know if you have it. Okay, and now let's go to the glasses. Hii ilikuwa before mjue hizo glasses zenye mko nazo nyumbani. Look at the design. Yani it's very what? Sasa ndasema nini? It's very kawaida. Ni kama you just take the flower design and just stamp it. Hizi ndo zilikuwa zenyewe. These ones, when you have them in your homestead during those days, ulikuwa unatisha kijiji mzima ukiwekea chai. This one is not that hard, but it's good quality compared to what we use today. By the way, that's now the advantage of hizi vitu za kitambo na za sahi. Sahi we have good quality items, even in terms of design and all that. But when you compare them to hizi za kitambo, honestly, and that's why they have lasted longer. I am sure some of you now, you have bought like dozens of glasses na hamna ziko kwa dustbin zilishavunjika. But imagine, this one has been here for the longest time. And yeah, that's our another glass. Alafu sasa kuna hii. Yeah. My mother is actually telling me back in the 1970s, this glass has lasted that long. And let me tell you, it is super hard. Ni venye hapa ni kwa video, but I don't know if you guys can see it vizuri. It is like super hard. This one you can actually use it as a weapon. To those who haven't subscribed, well, subscribe. But yeah, look at how simple it is. Look at how beautiful it is. So now tunaingia kwa masahani. Let me tell you, anytime I use this plate say in ushago, nasikianga tu kucheka. Hebu angalia. Yani kitambo ni kama hii design ya maua was everything. It was yani so simple. Just come up with a whole kisahani and then you just print the maua inside there, and there you have a classic plate. This was before the plain one came and other designed by whatever plates came. We used to use this one, kitambo, as you can see. Some people still have this, I believe. You can comment down below. And now, hey, let me tell you guys, hii ni glass. I mean, si mnaona? Very clear. The glass is super hard. This is what I mean. Can you do that with your plates now? It cannot. Hata sidhani zita last. By the way, my mother is even saying, even if I decide to weka them down and step on them, still nothing will happen. And I'm telling you, these plates have been here for as long as they have been here. That's from 1970s. Imagine. Still alive, still kicking, no damage, no nothing. Sorry?
Some of them were not yet born.
Yeah, and my mother is actually reminding you that some of you are actually not born. So these plates are old enough than you. So there is that. And look at that. Look at that. This was before you came up with those designed jugs, those designed kettle. This was the kettle that was used during those days. And till date, when you come to our village, we have damos, a lot of them, but this is what we prefer using. You know, there is just a beauty that comes with you being served your tea or milk from this kettle. So also these kettles have been here for the longest time, even before I was born, and I've still found them and they're still in use. Generations to generations to come, they have used this kettle. You see now the advantage of such items za kitambo before we adjusted to many other things. So this is this. And now we get into uteo. Kwa English inaitwaje? Do you have an English name? But you understand. Ni kama ile sinia flani. You see the sinia you use to, let's say you're trying to get some dirt out from your rice, you're trying to do beans, maize, you're trying to have a mixture nini and all that. Cereals, yeah. When you're trying to work on your cereals to remove the things that are not necessary. This one here is in Kikuyu it's called getaroro. In Kikuyu it's called uteo. In English I don't remember the name. So this is how you use it. Yeah, this is one of the, as you can see in the video. And you do like this when you're doing your nini while you are unatoa that nini, you get it. If you don't get it, forget about it. That's gitaruru. Inayo mtapenda. Nowadays, or in our world today, in whichever part you're coming from in this world, before we had sorry about that, before we had smartphones, before people started using cameras, nowadays people afford cameras, they take photos, they take videos. You see, like now I'm doing content using my phone, so I don't have to go to the studio to use an actual camera. Before all that, kitambo, people used to take photos, and you might wonder, how did that used to happen, and yet smartphones were not there and other digitalized camera and stuff? Because in the 1918s and whatever, before we had colored photos and stuff, pictures zilikuwanga za black and white. And apart from that, also people used to have the physical photographs. Photograph. People used to have a physical photograph. So you used to go to the studio, you are taking some photos, and after some photos are taken, people used to wait. Sindio, ma'am?
Yeah, for 1 week.
Imagine people used to wait for 1 week for the photo to come out vizuri. Siku hizi, you just take a photo, and in the next seconds, minutes, you have your physical photo. Apart from because things kept on changing. But let me explain that as I show you guys. So this is a frame of a photo, as you can see. And as you can see, it's in black and white. So kitambo hakukuwa na picture colored, just so you know, for those who don't know. We didn't have colored pictures in the 90s and 70s and whatever. So like this photo, it is detailed up here, as you can see on the screen. District registrar's training. So the photo was taken in 1968. Imagine, from 1968 till date, we are in 2026. How many years are those? As you can see, this frame is intact. The photo is as clean. You might think it was taken like few months ago, but it was taken in 1968. And I think the nini of it, the copy of it, the ikaratasi wametumia, it's quality. It's super quality. It's good. And also kitambo, when people used to take photos, they used to detail it hapo chini, as you can see the writings. So this was my grandfather, where he was working together with his colleagues during that time. And this photo is one photo that we treasure so much because he's late, but at least we have a picture that we can always remember of him. So you can imagine, yani all those years, these photos has been maintained till date. Tell me, how many of you have framed your photos today and the glass itself has not yet survived? So yeah, at least kitambo they used to, I don't know if this was framed way later after easy frames zimeingia ama ilikuwa framed during that time. I am not so sure, but I just wanted to show you the quality of the photo and how photos za kitambo zilikuwa zinatoka black and white, and you used to wait for 1 week or as long as it will take for it to mature. So that is one of the photos. Another one, it's this one. Here's my grandfather. Hey, he was yes, my mother is telling me he used to work at Sheria House. Let me tell you, look at that man. Look at how cute. Look at how cute he is. Kulikuwa hata boyfriend yako mwenye anakusumbua. Look at how handsome that man is. Yeah, angalia pose wewe. Angalia hiyo pose. Look at the outfit. And you know, interestingly, hizi nguo zenye amevaa kwa hii picha ndio ujue vitu zingine za kitambo sasa ndio zimeanza pia kuingia, zinakuwa kama swag. Watu wanatesa sana sasa wakifikiria ndio sasa wamekam na new look, but these were looks that are just being recycled, zilikuwa za kitambo, as you can see in the photo here. And interestingly, this photo was taken in June 10th, 1951. Yeah. Gosh, guys. This photo was taken in 1951. 1951, where were you? Ask yourself that question. And now you can imagine the photos of today, how they look like. Yeah, some of your parents were not yet born. But my grandfather here, he was killing them. Hey, that man was full of swag banner. Yeah, so there is that. Alafu there is also this one. Hey, this photo. That's my great grandmother. My shosho's mom. Yeah, great grandmother and his sons. As you can see here, she has worn the Kikuyu traditional outfit. Yani kitambo hakukuwa na stress. Si kama sahi ati you have to go to thrift, you have to go to online to look at what you're going to wear. Kitambo you just used to do the traditional thing na unatokelezea na ulikuwa una kill ulikuwa yani unakaa mrembo unatesa kutesa. How beautiful was that? You see? Look at that photo, guys. Na wako mgutupu, stress free. Sai wewe ukipanga photo shoot lazima utafute makeup artist, you must look for outfits, you must look for location, you must look for the best photographer. Yani you have to look for a lot of things for you to get nice photos. And imagine kitambo hakukuwa na hiyo time. You just go to the studio, whether you are in your robes, whether you are mugu tupu, whichever clothes, whichever outfit that you have on, and there you have your photo. So you can imagine how the world kitambo used to be before you were even born. How interesting is that, before we came to digitalize everything. I can imagine how sweet and stress-free life was then than now. So let's get to the next item, which is an album. Hey, how many of you have an album? Here at least it has been maintained, but imekaka pia. And by the way, I also have an album at home. I have one. And I think this was one of the best way of storing photos. So guys, for those who don't understand what an album is, this is like a small booklet that once you have been taken photos, now pictures zimetoka, you come and store them here. So there are some spaces here whereby unaingiza tu picha. You see how life was sweet kitambo. So imagine kitambo, if you would have visitors, or if you continue growing older and you come and have kids and kids of your kids, at least there is something memorable to show them. There is something physical to show them. Like this album ni ya uncle yangu who is in South Africa. So most of the photos here are his while he was in high school, when he was young. And you see, every time we come to the village, or rather when he comes to Kenya, at least he has something to remind him of memories and of memories. Because now the advantage of this compared to how we store our photos right now, you see something like this haiwezi potea, but nowadays utapata ulitumiwa picha, sijui memory yako ilijaa, you had to delete some items, you have saved them on your laptop imeibiwa. You can imagine all that stress. But now imagine kitambo, these are the things that people used to use. And I don't know how many of you still maintain this way of storing pictures. Ebu comment down below. Do you have an album at your home yourself? Because me, I have one, and it has most of my pictures when I was a baby. Pia nikiwa nini. My mother also has an album of photos, and every time when you go to visit her, sometimes I just go through the album. I'm like, hey, you are so beautiful. Oh, this is, and it reminds you of memories and memories, because they used to write it back hapo nyuma. This was date flani nikiwa place flani, you understand? So that's the beauty of analog before you people digitalized everything. So that's another advantage of an album. So now let's get to the sources of light, what these analog people used to use as a source of light. And we are going to start with item number 1. I know you might be wondering, what is this I am holding? Is it a weapon? No, it is not a weapon. This is a torch, guys. Do you remember a torch? I know till date people use torches, but not this type. Mnajua hii torch ni ya mwaka gani nyinyi? Look at that. Ebu ona. So ilikuwa imejaribu kufunguliwa, ilikuwa ngumu. So ni ngumu sana. Haifunguki, it's because it has rusted. That's why, because hii torch sijui ni ya mwaka gani. So let me tell you guys how we used to use this torch. So as you can see how tall it is, don't think this is a design. No, they used to store batteries inside. So once a battery is stored inside, unaona kaka kitu ka red, this is where you used to press, and there you have your light on. So ulikuwa unaenda ukifinya hivi unamulika, ukisikia vitu zinawika huko, unatoka tu na torch yako unamulika. When you go to the toilet, you remember I used to tell you we used to use latrines here all the way to the shamba. You had to go to the toilet using a torch. But till date they still use, but now things have advanced. The types of torches we have today, you don't have to buy a battery for you to insert inside to get light. Some torches zenye tuko nazo siku hizi, you just light it up mahali inafaa kuakishwa, and there you have your light, compared to hii ya kitambo. So the disadvantage was, kama battery imeisha, once your battery is done, it's done. You have to buy another battery for you to have your light on. So this is what they used to use kitambo. So this is one of the one of the items they used as a source of light. So the second one is the master of the masters. Hey, guess what? Master wa ma Hey, look at that, guys. Poleni, nimeitoa kwa store. That's why mnaona vumbi. This one, guys, this was the it of those days. Kuna hii na kuna ile koroboi, the small one that has it's a size of a tin hivi. So how, you might be wondering, what do you mean this one was used as a source of light? Oh yes, it was. And especially when some of homes did not have electricity. That was before things even advanced, before they started applying electricity in the village and all that. So here there is where you open, and I don't know why this thing is super hard. I think it's because ni za kitambo sana. So you can see this small tube here. So this is where you'd open. You make sure you have paraffin or kerosene. This one lazima ungetumia kama iko na mafuta. Sawa. So you buy your paraffin or rather kerosene, you put it inside. So once you have put it inside, there is a small, ilikuwa inaitwa dambi. I don't know in English what you call it, but dambi ilikuwa inakaa kama kamba hivi ya white, and it has a red lining in between. So you would open this glass. I don't remember, sijui kama ndakumbuka venye tulikuwa nafanya. There you go. You would open this glass like that. You remove this, and this is very delicate. Nakumbuka hii ulikuwa ukivunja unapigwa vita ya kijeshi. Because now when this breaks, just know that you cannot be able to light your tar without this glass, because it helps to maintain the fire for as long as the paraffin is inside there. So hapa katikati, as you can see, this is where you used to store your dambi. From inside there is a way you open it, and then this one here, this nini ya simna kaona, it was used to adjust the dambi. For instance, if you want your moto ikue mingi, you adjust. If you want it to waka at a very low range, you punguza using that. Or rather, if you want to keep it off now completely, that is what you would use to switch it off completely. So sometimes, because you see like this one ilikuwa imeban kidogo because of the moshi, because of the moshi. So yeah, so every time once you have light up and it's during the day, you will remove this. You make sure you clean it so that it is clear enough to produce light vizuri. So yeah, hiyo ndio taa yenye ilikuwa inatumika. I know some of you still have this, but people siku hizi hawatumii hii because candles zilikuja. Kuna zile there is also a chimney here. So kuna wale watu wenye sahi wanatumia candles. Some of you are using these bulbs that can store light for as long as there is no electricity. So this is what was used during those days. And so now there is also this one. Hey, inaka prop mzuri. Hey, and it's extremely heavy. So about this one, I really don't know how it was used because I never got an opportunity to use this one. But my mom was telling me this was also one of the tars that they used to use during those days. Yeah. So we also had that. And now on to our next items. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. If you are, make sure you subscribe. So on to our next item. We have this, should I call them bags or what should I call them? So these bags, the most unique thing about them, they are handmade. Can you imagine? Look at that. Hii ni venye imekaa sana, that's why mnaona inakaa hivyo. But imagine, these were the two bags that they used to use kitambo. So my great grandmother, I think she's the one who made this. Yeah? Which auntie? Oh, Mama Kebas. Oh, so guys, as you can see, this bag, my mother is telling me that my auntie is actually the one who made this. You know, you see the way you crochet when you're making clothes and other items. Imagine my auntie is the one who made this. And it is still in good shape actually. You can store, you can carry it when you're going to the market. Nini, so this is what people used to use kitambo before you mukuje na hizo bags za all types of designs, and you know, yeah. So that was one of the items. And now the famous Kikuyu nini, makofi kwa kiondo. Look at this, guys. I know most of you have come across this because in every Kikuyu wedding, one of the gifts that the lady who is getting married anakuanga gifted, it is a kiondo. So this kiondo, as you can see here, it's where we have a rope across tied into these holes. So when you carry it, as you can see in the photo, that is how you carry it. So this kiondo was handmade with my great grandmother, And she actually used papers and some ropes. I can see some ropes inside. So she used papers. Kitambo used to use papers before they burnt them. So she used papers and some ropes, and there we had our kiondo. So till date, when you come here to the village, this is the thing that you'll see all women carrying, whether she's going to the soko, whether she's going to church, whether she's going to the market, whether she's going to an occasion. This is the bag that they use. Hawatumiangi hizo vitu zenye mlikuja mkaleta sahi. These ones are the ones they use because again they are good quality and they can last as long as you are alive. These ones that you're seeing here, they can carry any amount of items. Iwe ni mzito aje, this one is the best nini to use. So copy that. By the way, also when you go to Karioko and these curio shops, you'll always find this kiondo. It is something that we Kikuyu are always proud of because they are handmade, and this one, they represent our tradition. So when you get a chance and visit Karioko or any market and you come across this, please make sure you get one for yourself, sawa sawa, and you will enjoy. So now the next item is the goat, is the GOAT. Can I hear a GOAT? Kwa sababu hii sasa, hii kama hamkuwahi kuwa nayo, guess what? Utakuwa nayo leo for the first time kwa Life with Dama YouTube channel, and that's why we are here to give you an experience that you've never had. Sawa sawa. So before we even get into that item, wacha kwanza ni tumalizie na second last. So to all the artists, to all the ministers, to all the OGs of music. So in our music today, watu squeezy, YouTube of course came, Spotify came, so many digital platforms for someone to store their music or rather advertise their music or sell their music to people. But you might be wondering, kitambo, the platforms were not there. So how did artists used to store their music? How did they used to sell their music for them to get money? How do also people used to listen to music? Like for instance, if you want to get my music right now, you can always listen to my music kwa your YouTube channel ingine Damaris Kimani TV. You'll find my music there. So you might be wondering, okay, at least now we have YouTube nini and all that. So kitambo, how watu walikuwa wanauza aje muziki zao so that they can get money? So guess what? They used to use a cassette. Look at that, wewe. Look at that couple. Look at that, guys. So this one, hii haina hiyo kanini hapa. Kuna hiyo tu ribbon tunakuanga hapa katikati. So imagine this is an artist, and this one here was published in 1999. I don't know if you can see. 1999. You know? Huyu ndo alikuwa na tesa huku kijiji yote. So this was in 1999. So guys used to use a cassette. It's like a plastic nini, as you can hear. So we used to have certain radios whereby you place the cassette inside. So once you play you place the cassette, ako karibon kakatikati ilikuwa inaenda hivi round. And there you have your music. There you can listen to your favorite artist album yake ama EP yake, whichever nini ilikuwa hiyo wakati. So now that is how people used to listen to music, or rather that is how artists used to make money, by selling their cassettes. And after the cassettes, they moved to CDs. I don't know if you remember CDs, as you can see in the photo. So people used to go do music for producers. They store their music in the CDs and they sell it to people, and people would buy. So that is how people used to sell, and that's how we used to listen to music kitambo. So now on our next item, tunaenda sasa kwa radio. But hii si ya kitambo sana. Hii ni radio hata wengine mpaka sahi they still have it in their homesteads, in their village and all that. Let me show you the radio that you are using before tukue tunatumia ya kitambo sasa ya cassette. Yeah, so here is our radio. Let me tell you guys, kitambo, this is a radio that people used to use to listen to news. For most of the village, people couldn't afford a TV, or rather they didn't just prefer having a TV, you know. So in every village you go to, by the way, you will never miss a radio in that homestead. They always have a radio. So easy radios za kitambo, they used to have a place thereby you have again to insert the batteries. You see, this is how you open, you see, and this is where you insert your battery for the radio to work. Sawa sawa. So when you want the frequency, or rather the signal, to be intact, there's like a small area, and it is as huge as it can get to. As you can see, that is how huge our area is. So the first thing, once you have inserted your battery, you make sure you prepare your area. You prepare your area, and this is how you used to change channels. So sijui kama mnaonanga wale wazee wanakuanga hivi na karedio, unakaa hivi unasikia hapana hiyo channel haibambi, unatoka hapo una switch hiyo channel haibambi, you know. And this is how they listen to radio when they are grazing, when they are in the shamba, when they are doing other things, just chilling at their home, you know. This is what they used to use before you guys came with Bluetooth, before you came with your radios in your phone and all that. This is what was used kitambo. This is just one of the types of radios, you know. There are so many types. Na hizo za cassette, this one does not have where you place a cassette, but there are those radios of kitambo whereby they used to have a cassette. So now guys, are you ready for the master of all? Are you ready, guys? Let's get right into it. Yeah? Semeni great world, guys. This type of TV, where did you last see it? I know some of you are not even born. Hamkupata. This TV was before Ludhuli, watu wa Ludhuli came. This was before flat screens. This was before anything digital that you're using right now. For your information, TV mulikuwa mnaona na black and white. It was only black and white. The programs and everything was coming in black and white. And for your information, it never used an aerial. Aerial yake ilikuwa ni to small antenna, as you can see hapo kwa screen. Tulikuwa tunakaa hivi. Yeah? So this great world, this is where I got to see akina Chuck Norris, The Bold and the Beautiful. Yeah, while I was living here in the village, you know, I used to enjoy myself with this TV, and at least I got the opportunity to watch, or rather experience, great world before the colored TV came. So you can imagine how far we have come from, all the way to 2026 now, whereby people have 65-inch, 85-inch, 160-inch. Nowadays we even have screens that are using AI. So imagine, before all that, this is where we began. Let me tell you guys, this is where we began, in black and white. And the only channel yenye ilikuwa inashika hiyo wakati, if I remember very well, was KBC. What were KBC? KBC channel 1. So if you want to watch maybe movies, if you want to watch music, you used to have a DVD, but still, even if the CD is in colored form, this TV was only coming up as black and white. It was not colored at all. So even if you have a cassette nini that was in colored form, this TV was only in black and white. So if you guys had an opportunity or privilege to have a great wall, able comment down below, how was the experience before all these other digital TVs zilikuja? How was it? Mulikuwa mnakusanyika hapo mna watch Vionja Mahakamani and all those programs za kitambo, or how was it having this TV at your homestead? And did you throw it away, or do you still have it? Because for us, you see, it has been here for years and years, but now because we moved from this to now where we are right now, or from whichever screen you're watching me from right now, you can tell me, do you store it so that you can show the generations and generations to come, or you threw it away? Because ours, we've never threw it. Inakuanga tu hapa. So
kama station haishiki, this is how you used to hit the TV. By force lazima ingeshika. So this is where you used to change the channels hapa. So look at that. By the way, it never used to have a remote. This was the remote controller just right here. Yeah. So channel ikikata kushika, this is how you used to activate the aerial, or rather the frequency for it to shika. So that was the Great Wall for you. So you can imagine how life was during then. But this is long gone. And now we are using our flat screens and all the types of screens that we are having at home.
That's it, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Comment down below and tell me what are your thoughts when it comes to analog and the digital world that we are living right now. What is that one item that you used to enjoy in those days? What is that one service that you used to enjoy in those days compared to the digital world that you are experiencing right now? Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot for sticking all the way up to this minute. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you will share this content with your friends, wale wa kitambo wenye mnajua walikuwa na items kama hizi, and let them know that Life with Dama has given you guys an experience that you never thought of or dreamt of or even remember. So otherwise, don't forget to subscribe. Remember, our goal this year is to get to 100,000 subscribers, and that can only be possible if you do the due diligence, which is to subscribe. Sawa. Otherwise, kwaherini. That was it for this episode. Goodbye. See you on the next video.